All right, coronavirus truth number one. You got to know this. Number one, nobody is immune to this virus. This is a new virus. That's why it's called novel coronavirus. Now, coronavirus is a group of viruses. All right, it's a group of viruses. We've known about coronaviruses for a long time. We've studied them very well. So there's nothing new about the group of coronavirus. Now, COVID-19 is the disease. It's not the virus. COVID-19 is the disease. Coronavirus disease 2019, because it's when it first started. The actual virus is called SARS-CoV-2, SARS-CoV-2. That's the actual virus that we're talking about. Now, the media has shortened it, and trying to get press releases out, we call it the novel coronavirus because it's new. And because it's new, pay attention, this is super important. Because it's new, there is no immunity to it. The way your body develops immunity to a virus or any pathogen is that it has to be exposed to it first, then you develop antibodies to it. So the second time you get exposed to it, then you'll be able to fight it off. Does that make sense? But because this coronavirus is new, nobody, none of y'all, 0% of y'all have immunity to this virus. So if you come in contact with this virus, you're going to get sick. But Dr. Vuong, it's just like a bad case of the flu. Most people don't get sick. You're absolutely correct. Good for you. You're absolutely right. But the truth of the matter is, because nobody has immunity to it, the numbers are going to overwhelm our medical system. I'm going to talk about the panic, the toilet paper hoarding, what you guys are seeing in Costco and Walmarts and grocery stores here in a little bit. But I just want to give you some science behind this that you can share. All right. So that important point right there is important enough for you to hit share for me right now. Nobody is immune to this virus. So put that in the comment section for me so people can see it. Nobody, 0%. Nobody is immune to this virus. If you're going to come in contact with this virus, you're going to catch it. All right, you're going to come down with the flu. Even Dr. V, I have not had the flu but once in like 10 years, and I am around sick people all the time, and I never took the flu vaccine. This is very different than seasonal flu. All right, this is a new virus. So there is zero herd immunity. Don't even fall for these stupid memes that are like saying, hey, yes, there is herd immunity. But not to this thing, not because nobody has been exposed to this before, okay? So everybody who comes in contact with this is going to get sick. But Dr. Vuong, I read the news, I see CNN, I see the stuff from China, this is an old people disease, this old 80-year-old, yes, you are correct. But that's Chinese data, okay? The truth of the matter is this, it's the people who are compromised that are going to die from this, all right? Mortality is 3%. Remember that number, 3%, which is higher than regular flu, okay? The transmission rate with this virus is higher than the regular flu. It's higher than SARS, actually, okay? So, and it's airborne. So if you're within 10 feet, and we think it's airborne for about 10 feet, so if you're within 10 feet of somebody, you're gonna catch it because nobody has immunity to it. And we know that you can be infected and spread the disease without having symptoms. So this is probably point number 2. You can spread the disease to all your friends and loved ones and family members even though you don't have any symptoms, because you could be maybe just like a sniff, like, a little runny nose or whatever, or dry cough or whatever. You could be spreading the disease 10 feet. It's mostly airborne, and it will live on surfaces too. So you can contact surfaces and touch surfaces, etc., and pick it up. But back to point number 1, why am I so worked up over this when in the past I've been very kind of passé about the flu? The answer is because there is zero immunity. Everybody who comes into contact with this is going to catch it because it's a new virus, all right? Which means our numbers are going to go through the roof. We cannot medically sustain this, all right? We can't take care of it. Now, I'm going to do some numbers for you guys real quick, so stay with me real quick, okay? Every virus has something called the doubling time. It's called R naught. R for, it's a superscript 0, naught for 0, right? So that's the doubling time. So we think that this virus, the doubling time of this virus is between 4 to 6 days, probably closer to 4 days. 4 to 6 days, somewhere around that range, the doubling time, okay? So now, if you look at the CDC website, they have this video, and they took the data from roughly March 8th. And they said roughly March 8th, March 9th, the state of New York had about 200 cases. About 200 cases of coronavirus. If you fast forward to March 13th, so about 5 days later, they reported 500 cases now in upstate New York. Okay, in New York. So it literally doubled in 5 days from 200 to 500, more than doubled in that period that we're talking about, the R naught, okay? So pay attention now, because this is where the dickheads, the assholes, and the people you're listening to are going to be like, see, it's not even that many. There are much more people catch the regular flu, much more people die. Listen, we are so early in this disease that you're not seeing the numbers. You are being misled with your brain because you think, oh, 500 is not that many. Let me do the math for you guys real quick, okay? We estimate it, if we did not take any precautions, like we did not cancel sporting events, we did not cancel concerts, we did not cancel cruises, we did not cancel vacations, if we did nothing about this, it's estimated that by the end of April 30th, we would have 1 million cases of coronavirus. Now, pay attention. What does R naught mean? What does doubling mean? That means by May 4th, we would have 2 million cases. Okay, let me back up. So April 30th, we would have 1 million cases. Yeah, Dr. Vuong, the death rate's not that high. It's only 3%. Dude, what is 3% of 1 million? 30,000 deaths. 30,000 deaths, which is twice the number of the regular flu already, right? Typically, in a typical flu season worldwide, we have about 18 to 25,000, up to 50,000 for a terrible season worldwide. We're just talking about in the U.S. alone. If in the U.S. we had 1 million cases at the end of April, that would be 30,000 U.S. deaths, okay? Now here, pay attention, because a fucking month ago, 3 weeks ago, none of you guys knew about coronavirus. Think about that. This is how bad this is. 3 weeks ago, Italy was walking around like nothing was happening, and now northern Italy is on shutdown, and the numbers of deaths are radically going up, okay? So y'all got to pay attention to me. Listen to me. If that information was valuable, hit share right now, because this is I'm about to do some crazy-ass math for you guys, so hit share. All right, so 1 million cases at the end of April. If we did nothing to stem this, right, we'd have 1 million cases, 30,000 deaths. But that means with an R naught, a doubling time of 4 days, by May 4th, we would have 2 million cases. 4 days later, we'd have 2 million cases with a 3% death rate. That would mean we'd go from 30,000 deaths to 60,000 deaths in 4 days. We'd have additional 30,000 deaths in 4 days. Now, what if that's your daughter? What if that's your mom? What if that's your grandmother? You guys follow me? All right, so let's do the math. May 4th, you're at 2 million. May 8th, double it, you're at 4 million, 120,000 deaths. 8 days later, 1 week later, you would go from 30,000 deaths to 180,000 deaths. All right? So May 8th, we're at 4 million. Someone keep me up. I'm getting too passionate about this, all right? So May 8th, we go to 4 million. May 12th, we'd have 8 million. May 16th, we'd have 16 million. May 20th, we'd have 32 million. May 24th, we'd have 64 million. May 28th, we'd have 128 million. By May 31st, we'd have 256 million cases. 256 million cases. A 10%, so I'm going to do the math in my head. The 10% off of 250 million, 10% death rate would be 25 million deaths. So a 3% death rate would be 7.5 million deaths in 1 month. We'd go from April 30th would be 30,000 deaths. We'd go to 7.5 million deaths in a month. Share the fuck out of this video. I'm not a fear monger. I'm telling you, if we did nothing about this, these are the numbers. Because there is no immunity in our system. We do not have a vaccine. No one's ever been exposed to this before. That's what would happen. Okay? And buying toilet paper is not going to fix it. Hoarding stuff is not going to fix it. We're going to talk about that here in a second. What you need to do. This is going to radically overwhelm our healthcare system. Okay, Dr. Vuong, what does this have to do with my weight loss surgery? First of all, most likely elective surgeries are going to get canceled. And who are they going to cancel first? The high-risk, bariatric, morbidly obese people. Your cases are going to get canceled, delayed. Put a comment if you've already seen your dietitian visits get canceled, your group support groups get canceled. Comment if you already know somebody whose surgery's been canceled or delayed or postponed. Comment if your doctor has already canceled all of the seminars and the meetings. And I'm just talking about bariatric surgery. So you're talking about someone who's morbidly obese, 150 pounds overweight, bad COPD, lungs, sleep apnea, diabetic, high blood pressure. You might have had a heart attack in the past. Dude, they're going to cancel your case because the system's going to be overwhelmed. Now, why is the system going to be overwhelmed? They're going to, have all of these people. You're going to run out of hospital beds. We have approximately 990,000 hospital beds in the United States. 990,000. And we're estimating 2 million people are going to need to be hospitalized from this. Okay? Now, they just canceled school. You'll comment if your state, your city has canceled school for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. My daughter, my 13-year-old daughter, is on 2 weeks of spring break now, right? Some states have canceled school until the end of April. Point number 3. This shit will not peak until middle of May. We are estimating that this will peak in the middle of May. Hang with me because this is important. Middle of May. So that means there's a good chance that your schools are going to extend this time period for longer, okay? So now 38% of nurses have school-age kids. So if they're canceling school, who's going to do daycare? Who's going to take care of these babies? Who's going to watch your kids? I'm telling you, these nurses are going to have to call in. They're going to have to figure something out. We're going to run out of staffing in the hospitals. They have already started having staffing shortages, staffing problems. They're already starting to call in people off work. People are already starting to work 100-hour weeks. I got this email from the director of pathology at the University of Washington, Seattle. Seattle is a hotbed right now for America. It is the measurement, okay? Seattle. I don't mean to cause a panic, guys, and I know it sounds like some of you guys, some haters are going to be like, he just said he's not fear-mongering, but here, get afraid. He starts fear-mongering right away. I'm telling you, you've never seen me do this before, so take this very seriously. Seattle is already starting to run out of ventilators. I got this email from the director of pathology. They have burnt $1 million to get their lab up to testing this coronavirus alone, because they're an academic institution. They are running, today, they're going to estimate they're going to do 1,400 tests of the coronavirus. 1,400 samples. That's one sample per minute in the lab. One sample a minute for 24 hours a day in the lab. Now, first of all, somebody's got to run the labs. Someone's got to study it. Someone's got to get the result. Then you got to courier the result. You have to process the result, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They ran through 1 month's supply of PPE, that's personal protection equipment, your gowns, your gloves, your mask. They ran through 1 month's supply of personal protection equipment in 3 days, y'all. 3 days. They are out. They can't get personal protection equipment. So God bless all the first responders, the nurses, the venipuncture people, the lab people, the techs. You're going to start seeing people having to draw bloods and take swabs and stuff without their own personal protection equipment And these guys, and they're gonna go home to their kids and their families, guys. Y'all hear me? They're taking care of you guys without personal protection equipment, and they're gonna have to go home to their kids. And you still have fuckers on Facebook saying this is no big deal, this is media hype, this is political, this is politics, this is the American people trying to kill. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with y'all? Stop posting stupid memes. Start taking this very seriously. Now, don't hoard, don't panic. I'll tell you, I'm just saying, understand the math here. Okay, listen real quick. Those are the numbers. 256 million cases if you did nothing by the end of May. All right, but we're trying. We canceled the NBA tournament, NHL, all sporting events, golf, the Masters, concerts, track and cheerleading events, high school competition. They're canceling everything. They're telling you not to go to church. They're canceling school. They've closed down Broadway. Broadway is dark. It's a matter of time before they're going to say, hey, no restaurants, stuff like that, all right? With these actions in place, we are still, the doctors, the specialists, the experts are still predicting about 100,000 to 400,000 deaths in America alone. I'm going to say that one more time. With all these precautions were already taken, the experts are still estimating 100,000 to 400,000 deaths. So let me tell you the timeline. The worst flu epidemic we ever had in this world was the 1918 Spanish flu. And it's doing exactly the same thing that we're seeing in coronavirus right now. All right? It hit in the spring. It started early in the year. It hit its peak in May, which is what we're predicting coronavirus, and everything was fine. It hit its peak in May, and by the fall, 50 million people were dead worldwide. I'm going to say that one more time. It started in the spring, hit its peak in May, and by the fall, 50 million people were dead worldwide. That's the 1918 Spanish flu. Almost 700,000 Americans died. And this is before we had planes, cars, Amazon, grocery stores. We have no idea how the Spanish flu spread so globally without airplanes, without cars, without infrastructure. We don't know how it happened. Now we have the 2020, the COVID-19 disease. You're going to see same thing. Start in the spring, it's going to peak in May, and the deaths are going to come in the fall. So I need you guys to start taking this more seriously. If you have any friends or loved ones, you need to cut them out, or friends or loved ones who are saying, like, this is hype, this is media. Yes, there's a lot of bullshit that's out in the media. Yes, they are trying to get news and lead the feed and all that stuff. But I promise you, there is truth here, okay? Nobody has immunity to this virus. It is very highly contagious. The death rate is 3%. There is no herd immunity. We are going to overwhelm our system. We are going to run out of personal protection equipment. So, what do you do about it? First of all, don't lose your head. So the stupid thing that people are doing is, I don't know how to explain the toilet paper thing, y'all. I don't know why people made a run on toilet paper. You don't need toilet paper. You don't need Purell. You don't need hand sanitizing. It's fine to have hand sanitizing stuff, but you don't have to have it. You're better off washing your hands for 20 seconds. Just wash your hand for 20 seconds. That's the number one thing you can do. Number two thing you can do, stay at home. If your company has the option to work from home, take it. Be the first in line and say, I want to work from home. If they're offering you a laptop to work from home, y'all. Okay? College campuses are closed down. They're doing online courses. They're doing online teaching from schools. Dude, I'm telling y'all, stay at home. That's probably the second most important thing that you can do, right? Which is weird because after 9/11, you guys probably remember this. After 9/11, when the terrorist planes hit the World Trade Centers, President Bush got on television and said, hey, we need to show these terrorists that we are bigger than them, that life is normal. You need to go out, you need to buy, you need to shop, you need to keep the economy going, okay? And that's what we did, man. We went out, we acted like life was normal, we went to bars and restaurants and we bought stuff. This is the total opposite, y'all. The government is telling you to stay home. They're canceling shows, sporting events. For some of the people who work in stadiums, arenas, hot dog stands, and carts outside of Broadway, outside of sporting venues, this could be their second or third jobs that are keeping their bills on, their lights on. Our economy is going to go to a standstill, and all of the money that the government is going to pump into it will not correct this, because we are completely overwhelmed the system. But you have to pay attention to that timeline I told you guys. Starts in the spring, you're going to peak in May, and the deaths won't come until the fall. Now, this is really fucking morbid. I am so sorry. But when the deaths come in the fall, and you guys haven't been working, we haven't been spending money, small businesses have gone out of business because no one's out there spending money, what is going to happen? How are we going to bury these people, these loved ones? This is a terrible situation. And that's assuming that our lowest estimate of 100,000 deaths is correct. What if we're wrong? What if it's 1 million deaths? I am going to be talking about this coronavirus update because I've been wondering, and I've been praying, and I've been meditating about this. Like, why did I write 13 books? Why was I the busiest bariatric surgeon in the state of New Mexico? Why did, after a full day of being a surgeon, why did I go home and learn how to do social media, build a following, get 500 of y'all to watch this live? Why did I do a Facebook Live every single day until I got good at it? Why did I improve my following? I've been praying about it, meditating about it, and then I sit there and think, it's because when something like this happens, I can help y'all. Maybe this is the reason why I had to go through all my fucking shit I went through in 2008. I had Hurricane Ike, I was $4 million in debt, I lost everything, I had to start all over. I eventually lost my family, I had to go into this personal development. I read a book a day. I had to learn to get my crap together. I had to learn how to speak. I had to get over my shyness about being on camera, about thinking I don't look good on camera, to build this following so that when we have something like coronavirus that hits, maybe this is what I was called on to do. Maybe I didn't listen to everybody who said, dude, you cuss too much. I can't listen to you because you say fuck. I can't share your videos because you say fuck. You need to tone down your words. Maybe the reason why I didn't was because now you fuckers will listen to me. Maybe now all my F-bombs are finally sinking in. And some of you guys are going, dude, I've never seen Dr. V act like this. I've never seen Dr. V like when I come to tears. I've never seen him emote. I've never seen him behave this way. Maybe the reason why I have worked nonstop for you guys is now that it's time to take this shit seriously, you're going to actually listen to me. I'm going to be the voice who disseminates this good information. I'm telling you guys, I love you guys, but you're at high risk. Dr. Vuong, coronavirus is a disease of old people. No, it's not. That is the Chinese data. We have a problem that the Chinese don't, which is we have a huge morbidity rate, huge morbid obesity rate, and obesity rate. So everybody who's morbidly obese, 40% of Americans are morbidly obese, okay? So, and with that comes diabetes, high blood pressure, shortness of breath, sleep apnea. You guys are at high risk. You can't breathe. You can't walk a block. So if you come down with this virus, dude, you're in trouble. Maybe the reason why I'm the #1 weight loss surgeon is because I can speak to you guys who are at the most risk for this coronavirus. Does that make sense what I'm saying? You guys are at the most risk. So this old person's disease, it's not true. What you're going to see is that 80-year-old age range is going to drop. It's going to get younger in America. 60-year-olds are going to get affected. 50-year-olds are going to get affected. 40-year-old morbidly obese diabetic person who has sleep apnea, is only 45, has already had a minor heart attack, is going to be deeply affected if they catch this virus. You're going to see that the age rate for people seriously affected by coronavirus is going to drop in America due to why? Due to what? Morbid obesity. It's all coming together. Why I did what I did, the specialty I chose, why I developed this social media following, why I get to speak in front of y'all. If you don't like it, if you think I'm fear mongering, if you think I'm doing this for some attention, dude, get off my page. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You're the same one who's snarky, who's still saying that this is not a big deal. I'm telling y'all, this is a big deal, and we're in it for the long haul, right? I'm going to be doing these broadcasts. I'm going to repeat this again today, this evening, tomorrow, because this is when y'all watch it. Please hit share right now if you have a loved one who's overweight, especially if they smoke. If they're overweight and smoke and over 60 and they get this coronavirus, I can guarantee you they are going to have terrible outcomes. They will be on a ventilator, and then we're going to run out of ventilators. And then the doctor is going to have to decide, who do I intubate? Who do I put on a ventilator? And who do I let die? How do I know this? This is exactly what's already happening in Italy. And you have to remember, 3 weeks ago, Italy was walking around like nothing was different. Everything was fine. 3 weeks ago, y'all. And now Italy's on shutdown. 3 weeks ago, y'all didn't know anything about coronavirus. Now the grocery stores are empty. There are and we were laughing last week because the toilet paper's gone, and now people are fighting over cans of soup and beans. Think about that. In a week, right? Dr. Vuong just adding to the mass hysteria. No, my point is, I'm the only one giving you real, rational answers. I'm telling y'all, we are in this for a long haul, right? Don't panic. Clear your head. Stay calm. Wash your fucking hands. This is serious. Urge your loved ones to listen to me, to stop smoking. Even if they stop smoking right now, it only takes 1 week for your lungs to heal. I promise you, if your grandmother would just stop smoking today, they would get 80% of the benefits of stopping smoking in 7 days. That might be enough to save them, to get them through this. I promise you. Dr. Vuong, the people who died in China were old people. They were old men who smoked, because smoking is much higher in China. Trust me. So if you're morbidly obese and you smoke and you're over 60, you're screwed if you don't listen to me. I am not. All right, I got to go cook lunch. I'm way too worked up by this. I love y'all very much. I love y'all very much. God bless our first responders. God bless the doctors and the surgeons, the ER nurses. God bless the nurses. God bless the phlebotomists, the pathologists, the clinical researchers who are looking for a cure for this. God bless our medical assistants who, swear to God, just graduated from a 3-month course that they took at their local community colleges and are now in the fucking front lines of this coronavirus. And they're 22 years old and they're scared as fuck because they don't know what they just signed up for, man. God bless them. Keep them in your prayers, right? That's what you should be doing instead of hoarding toilet papers. You're being selfish if you hoard toilet paper. You're being selfish if you hoard all the water, if you hoard all of the soap. You're being selfish if you don't share this broadcast, if you don't tag a loved one, if you don't make them sit down and listen to me. If you've ever respected me, do me a favor. Sit down your loved ones and have them watch this video with you, okay? I love you guys very much. I'll see you next time, all right? Stay tuned. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.